Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time for another episode of Des Completely Massacres the Lore. Hey, I've only been playing for 5 years, deal with it. But one thing I can tell you is this guy right here is Domri Rade. He's a member of the Gruul clan, of course, and as far as I know, he's not actually the guild leader. But of course, the first thing I thought is, oh, it's that Planeswalker from Modern Masters 3. And of course, that was a Gatecrash reprint, and I don't remember him from Gatecrash because nobody played him. So I thought, well, first of all, let's throw back to that one. So he's a 3 loyalty for 3 mana Planeswalker, which are usually kind of neat, but on par with like an okay enchantment compared to like a 5 loyalty 5 cost or up. I mean, they're so early, their ult just has to be further away and it can't be very good, and their abilities can't be that, devastatingly crushing. It is how it is. I mean, look at the 3 cost Jace right now. He's really not that great, but then again, he's not terrible either. Hey, 3 cost Planeswalkers, you get what you pay for, okay? So his +1 is look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. So if you're running 20 lands, 10 spells, and the rest creatures, you got a 50-50 there, unless you have control over what goes on top of your library. And if you do, you could probably just find some weird way to free cast it or something. Seriously, why was Champion of Ronus never a thing? That card was amazing. So his +1 isn't very good. I mean, it is in line with his powers in the storyline, but maybe half the time it will get you an extra creature, so it is kind of recurring draw. The problem is they could have said you may put it back on the bottom of your library or the top. I mean, that at least would have made it like okay, but that would be just classic blue, and I guess they didn't feel like it. And tossing into the graveyard would have been classic black, so I guess they just left it at that. So if it's not a card you want, great, now you know about it one turn earlier. Oh boy. Ooh, you might be able to get it off the top of your deck with an Evolving Wilds combo. Oh boy, watch out for that synergy, everybody. So his -2 is target creature you control fights another target creature. So not deal damage equal to its power, which is the superior version of fighting. It's actually fighting. So if you got a 5-5 and they got a 3-3, did you really need the 3-3 gone that badly? I mean, yeah, in some cases, but you have to be able to win, and then you just took 3 damage, so you might not even be able to swing that turn. It might not even speed up the amount of damage you can do in a game. Then again, sometimes force fighting is utterly devastating. It's really good against flying creatures, I'll tell you that right now. So he can use it once, but not twice in a row, and it's not terrifically reliable, but it does work with his +1 technically, and it leaves him at 1 whole loyalty. Oh boy. So he comes up with 3, and let's say you +1 him, he's at 4. So then you are 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So 4 more turns away from lighting off his ult. Well, it would be 5, 6, 7, and then light it off for the 8th, whatever. So that'll get you an emblem with creatures you control have double strike, trample, hexproof, and haste. You almost can't lose the game. So this guy is crazy good in a Super Friends deck. Like, unbelievably good. If you just simply mix him in with like a Vivian deck who has a very similar emblem, if you can protect them or just they don't have enough damage output to kill everybody and Vivian's better, you better watch out. I mean, he's going to be pretty far away from 7, but if he gets there, duck and cover, and you can drop him out on your opponent's turn 2, your turn 3. So, I mean, that's cool that they didn't give him a garbage ult. I mean, kind of like the 3 cost Jace. I mean, he can get out of control real quick, but, I mean, there's no real, like, win condition tied to that necessarily. Ooh, a Swarm of Illusions. Oh, boy. So, overall, pretty useless. I mean, you could drop him in just to be annoying. I mean, he might be, like, an okay part of certain decks. I mean, it's if he dies, like, real shortly after he comes out, he only costs 3. He ain't invested that much, and it's in ramp colors. I mean, it's not that hard. I just realized technically with the Llanowar Elves you could cast him on turn 2. So I mean, you get those +1s going and then chump with your Llanowar and then bring out something bigger. He's already at, let's see, it would be 4 when he comes out, 5, and then like 6, and then okay, now they're in trouble. So it'll go quick if you can bodyguard him and if you can turn to him in a ramp deck. But would I call him underrated? Hell no. Also, I should probably mention his -2 has a little trick with it. It's worded so subtly differently than the typical effect that you might not notice it. You can have a target creature you control fight another target creature you control. Like, you could have a 4/4 lifelinker hit a 0/5 wall, and you gain 4. Pretty stupid, pretty desperate, but if you have, an enraged trigger, where would you get one of those? And what color would that be? So I'm kind of hoping they reprint that one verbatim, because I can virtually guarantee he will be in the set. I mean, he's a Planeswalker. He's already on the art. So the question is, if he's in the set, which is almost a given, will they make him a little bit later and a little bit better? Will they keep him at 3 and just make him even more useful, which I think would be pretty nuts if they did that. I would not appreciate that. Or will they go full-blown like 5-6, like, oh, now he's ultra powerful? I mean, all I really know about him is he learned some basic magic, because, you know, Planeswalker to control beasts, and, like, that's all that I know about his magic powers. And I mean, it's not like he went to Hogwarts. I mean, he was an orphan on the streets of Ravnica, and he kind of just grew up on the streets, and now he likes to fight people and mess with people. And he liked the Gruul clan because, I don't know, big scary creatures, and kind of standing up to the man, you know, because now he's a rebel and he hates everybody. Shockingly enough, he was a teenager at that time in the story. You know, that stereotype's getting kind of old. It applies to us 90s kids too, okay? If we've ever worked customer service like I have, I also hate everyone. Society, bureaucracy, government, the man, pretty much anything that's a system. Well, I got news for you.
I ain't gonna be part of your system.
And neither is Domri. Happy birthday to the ground, Azorius Guild. If you didn't get that reference, you're dead to me. And not just dead, but like Orzhov dead. Where you be like, oh, I'm dead, but I show up to your funeral all like, I'm getting that child support. Oh, you gotta pay what you owe, you dead bitch. Orzhov, by the way, if you're not familiar, is basically just the ghost version of Judge Judy. I sure hope the Ether Hub's not watching this. So anyway, Domri was like hanging out with the Gruul homies, and I don't know, I guess Borborgamos or whoever, the guild leader Minotaur guy, who's like, yeah, you cool. You could like talk to unicorns and crap. That's super our thing. That's not totally femmy at all. So when Domri was, I don't know, they didn't really say what age. I'll just say 14. That's probably what it was. Maybe 13 if he was Jewish. Anyway, sometime around that age, he accidentally subscribed to T-Series, and then Borborigamos, Minotaur guy. You know, on second thought, it wasn't necessarily him personally. Okay, some Gruul groupies, which I'm totally copywriting that. Well, Gruul tradition, we have to bury you alive under the ground. And so he's like, yeah, I'm tough, okay, but like most, you know, stupid, tough street people, he was just full of crap. He was like, yeah, I'm tough, I'll crap, I'm getting buried. I guess I'll have to ignite my Planeswalker spark. Boom! And he goes to, I always want to call it Nala. Yes, he Planeswalked to Nala because she's so adorable and she just loves French fries so much. That's Fireman's dog, by the way. Go check the community tab. Yeah, I linked to a video. You have to see it. You have to. It is not optional. It is mandatory that you watch that video. So he Planeswalked to Naya, and he's like, ooh, foresty place, very nice, and then he Planeswalked back. So I'm sure when he got back, the Gruul people kind of respected that. They're like, neat trick. That's some, like, legit David Blaine street magic right there. Like, for real, him or someone like him did that whole buried alive thing, and then he, like, escaped and teleported out, like, literally the exact same trick. So I assume when he showed back up, everybody clapped, and then they're like, okay, you passed. We don't know how you did it, but that was neat. Oh, by the way, I feel the need to slightly correct myself in hindsight here. He Planeswalked to Naya, but the name of the plane is Alara. That's probably the one you've actually heard of. You also better have heard of Nala. Oh, and I guess technically Borborgamos is not the official guild leader of Gruul, but I mean, come on. So to come back full circle, now that we know Domri's little history and what he does, how his magic works, the fact that he's a Planeswalker, his attitude, his personality, what will his abilities be? Well, we know that he can control animals, so he might be able to, like, take control of a creature, but wouldn't it only be if it's, like, beast type or animal, and there's no, like, animal super type? I don't know. I mean, that would be tough. Like, if he can talk to and control a rhinoceros, why would he just take, like, a white human soldier vampire or whatever and be like, hey, I control you now? That doesn't make sense. That's more of a, like, blue mental magic thing. So, as much as I'd love to see it, I don't know. I'm thinking his +1 would probably just summon, like, a 2/2 beast. Or he could be, like, an all-in obnoxious, like, early game Planeswalker where you just bring out, like, 0/4 beasts and they just stand there and try to block for him, and hopefully he can get some massive, devastating ult off. I feel like his ultimate would probably be, like, pretty significant, but not as, like, distant as this one. Maybe 3 ticks away. Well, like 3, but 2 because you're going to use one when you enter the battlefield. And I think it would be, like, look at the top 10 cards of your library and every creature put it into play. Or maybe if they wanted to make it fair and really lock it down and restrict it, every red or green creature. They never color lock stuff like that. I don't know why. It's quite stupid. It could just be like a one-time swing too. He could be like another swarm dude who kind of works with Selesnya a little bit, where it's like all creatures get +2 in first strike until end of turn, and that's his alt. And I think his negative would actually be a miniature version of that. It would just be one creature gets +1 in first strike till end of turn, a +1 in trample, or +2/+0, or, you know, something. Well, in fact, I mean, if it's like a -2, hell, you can make it +4/+4, make it Titanic Growth. I mean, like, that's a lot for, like, basically a free spell, but if you think about it, you're ticking him down, moving him further from his ultimate, exposing him to more damage by swinging then with a creature that you just boosted, so now he's more open than he was before. It would be appropriate, so, I mean, I could be wrong, maybe he's not in the set at all, but, I mean, did they really want to introduce a bunch of new Planeswalkers to the story when the complaint is that there's already too many? The answer is yes, but only if they're not white and not male. It is pretty darn clear through direct statements from some of Wizard staff and by circumstantial evidence, I guess we'll say, that any Planeswalker that they add is not going to be a white male. And if they do, it'll be some just like Femi Soy Boy Jace Tassiger hybrid. You know, an SJW ally or whatever they call it. I want to see purple hair. I want to see somebody roll up in a damn Planeswalker wheelchair powered by mana. Got to get that prosthetic limb in there. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, logically, it would be a leg. I mean, you don't have to copy Battlefield that closely. Genderless and gay as hell. I don't even know how that would work, but the 72 gender chart doesn't really work either. It's just based on absolute fantasy and mental illness. So, hey, why not? Genderless and gay. This is the build your own Planeswalker workshop here. In fact, you know what? Instead of making a new Planeswalker, how about Domri Rade got a gender change? He's now disabled. I mean they are now gender wait, no, I already said genders. You know, it's somewhere in the middle. It's non-binary. What else? He's literally married to an animal. I mean, some of them SJW creeper liberals are furries, and they into that shit. Oh, I got it. And they could retcon him as conjoined twins. Okay, that would be, I don't know how they would pull that off. There's literally pictures of him. Okay, scratch that, but you don't see this enough. Straight up Tourette's. And I don't mean no mild-ass Ethan from H3 Tourette's. We're talking full-blown Tourette's guy Tourette's. If you don't know who that is, you must be under 18. But not like a weird way, it's just an old meme. Tourette's guy is a legend and an internet hero. They should just make Tourette's guy a Planeswalker at this point. I say, give poor Domri one-legged prosthetic wheelchair Raid a Tourette syndrome. Why not? I'm sure you could develop it at any time, I think. I don't know. I'm too lazy to check. Oh my god, do I even need to say it? He's gluten intolerant. Obviously, celiac disease. Terrible. Literally worse overall luck in life than that kid from Stranger Things that keeps having bad things happen to him. They have assured us in season 3 that it won't be Let's All Bash, what's his name, Will? Hey, make Will a Planeswalker. Wait, they actually made a kid a Planeswalker not that long ago. Well, they're never going to get us what we really want, which is an intelligent talking Shiba Inu Planeswalker, so might as well just SJW it up and turn Domri Rade into, like, just a rites parade going down the jungle paths in his wheelchair. This video went from, like, here's some history on Domri Rade and why everybody hates his garbage $3 Planeswalker card that should have been reprinted. And it went off the rails from even that stupid idea. Like, if you thought the premise in this video's content couldn't get any dumber, oh, you must be new here. So anyway, leave your best Domri Rade estimations and your wish list for his abilities down below, and then go find a better video to watch. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.